I'm Laura.
And I'm Jessica.
We're two moms from Colorado doing the best we can not to mess up our kids too badly or rip out too much of our hair. We started this podcast back in 2018 as a way to get together and just talk about being moms, venting and sharing funny stories.
We try really hard not to be preachy or give out advice. We just want to talk. However, we don't mind sharing your advice and we love sharing your stories. So send those emails to theparentmemoirs@yahoo.com.
I'm Laura, and I've been married to George since 2009, and I have two sons, TJ, who was born in 2013, and Nathan, who we adopted in 2016 when he was 17 years old.
I'm Jessica, and I have been married to Mike since 2010. I have three daughters. I have Gabriella, who was born in 2007, Olivia, who was born in 2012, Amelia, who was born in 2014, and last but certainly not least, we have our son Liam, who was born in 2015.
Now that you have a lay of the land, let the madness begin. Love your faces.
Keep it sane.
What?
It's time for the parent memoirs.
It's the little ones.
Yeah.
They like to run around without clothes on. Doesn't matter what I tell them.
Yeah.
And you know, and that window faces the street.
Yeah, I know.
And I haven't been able to find fabric yet, or like drape fabric that I'm willing to spend the money on that I like to make a curtain for that window.
Fair enough.
And so finally, I just thought, I'm gonna paint it. And it's all water-based paint, so it'll come right off.
Yeah.
But Laura, all I had, because I wanted to do like a, just like a pretty, like blended, simple, easy, like sunset background. All I had to paint with, and I couldn't go to the store because of what's going on, couldn't go get stuff, is I had the little cheap Walmart bottles of like apple barrel acrylic paint. And these stupid little sponge brushes. And I tried with one of my bigger brushes to do long strokes, but because it's on glass, it was drying so fast that by the time I went back over it to try to blend it, it would just like roll off in like little paint poops. And even like I had a spray bottle, I tried spraying the window and spraying the paint. That was just chunkier paint poop. And so I took my little sponge brush, sat there and dabbed the window. Took all fucking day. All day. But that's okay. Because now it's there and the kids can't flush the neighbors until I wash it off.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Maybe. Is it going to make me feel stupid?
Maybe.
Okay, what?
Why didn't you just buy cheapo fabric and make like nothing curtains and put them up and then put out the good curtains when you're ready?
Because I don't have a curtain rod for it either because all my other curtain rods are being used.
Okay, well then that's fair.
But
I'm sitting here saying it like, please don't murder me.
No, because that's what I did for all of the other windows in the house. Like all of my curtains that I have up were cheap, barely fills the window, but enough for privacy.
Right.
Curtains.
So, you have a lot of windows in this house.
Yeah. And before I painted it, I'd been walking around the house looking at all the other curtains and saying, okay, which rod could I take down and not have a curtain in to cover that window? And, I ended up...
It's beautiful. I need a picture before I leave to put it up for our Instagram, which, by the way, welcome to the Parent Memoirs. I'm Laura Mack.
I'm Jessica James.
We are face-to-face in person.
Yes.
Which we're living dangerously.
I know, it's so exciting.
We broke out of quarantine, god damn it.
We did. We did.
had to.
We
really did.
But I feel comfortable with it because you know that I don't go anywhere and
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. And it's like if I do, I went to Walmart for the first time like in the past week just to get a towel. I ran into the store, got the towel that I needed, left. I had my mask on, got in the car, used my hand sanitizer on everything, put my bag in the garage, took my clothes off, went upstairs, showered,
Yeah.
came back down,
That's what you have to
sanitized
do.
my bag.
Yeah.
Because, and then,
You don't know what's out there.
Right.
But I know you're smart.
Right.
And you've got 4 little ones.
Exactly.
And there's no way you're going to be a moron.
No, I'm not a
Like-
moron in that sense. I do a lot of stupid things, but usually when it comes to my kids' safety, I'm usually on top of it.
Yeah. You should have seen it. We actually, speaking of Walmart, we went to Walmart yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Walmart is not fucking around right now with
Yeah.
these people because you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
It is not negotiable
Right.
anymore, right? So George and I went yesterday. We needed to get fabric for George's office chair. It's like molting. So
Okay.
there's like black leather chunks
Yeah.
all over our fucking house, which
Nice.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But one of his friends was like, no, here's what you do. You just go and get some of that kind of like pleathery, thick
Yeah.
fabric. And then you just take spray glue,
Oh, yeah.
cut it, spray it, cover the parts that are molting. And it was
Yeah.
like, oh, brilliant. And I needed like a solid color to make my father-in-law a mask. And I was like, well, they should have some kind of solid color.
Yeah.
They didn't, but I cut up a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Ended up snagging a hole in it as I was leaving the house to go give it to him.
Yeah.
So I got to redo it. Kind of sucks.
I'm sorry. This shit's so frustrating.
It is. You're just like ready to fucking kill. You're just like, really?
Yes.
Really? Fuck you. God damn it. So did that, but we went in and there's, a little guy standing there, right? Oh, let me tell you before I tell you about the Walmart thing.
Okay.
My parents went to, is that me or you?
No, that's me.
Sorry, phone's vibrating.
Yep. Let me dismiss and say, not now, hooker. I'll call you later.
My parents told me, and my mom is a little unique, and she's still, even though they're starting to lift the quarantines and, they're starting to reopen things, my mom is unique because my mom has cancer.
Yeah.
She, she's got a compromised immune system and
Right.
she's terrified. And my dad is terrified as well.
Yeah.
Like, the thought of my dad, like, losing my mom, just, he will hole up in the house and starve to death before he leaves and puts her at risk. So the two of them are pretty much like haven't seen daylight.
Right.
They've gone for walks. Don't
Well,
get me wrong.
yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, they're getting everything delivered.
Yeah, good.
Like they're doing everything. They are fucking locked down. But they did go to the commissary. Mm-hmm. Because they're ex-military and. This was kind of still early in the quarantine thing, right? And Dad said that you walk up, and the first thing that they check is, do you have a mask, right? Second thing, they have a hand washing station. That there's an MP standing there, a military police officer, saying, "Okay, you're gonna wash your hands in there," like standing there with a gun. Right? Like, this is not negotiable. It gets worse. Then they make them wash their hands. Then they go to a check-in person who says, have you been feeling ill? Have you been feeling tired? Blah, 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 blah. If they say no, then they go on to the next. This is all just to get in the grocery store. Right? But this is the military. It's different.
Yeah.
You're talking about our military readiness.
Right.
One soldier gets sick, they're living in close quarters. Now all of a sudden we don't have an army.
Right.
Like, I get this.
Yeah.
Right. But then he says, then you go to the last stop and it's somebody there that's going to take your temperature, and there literally is an MP there with a gun, like, I dare you to say no.
Right.
Like, Mom and Dad were like, damn. They
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. But anyway, so we go to Walmart and there's just a little dude standing there making sure you've got, a mask. Okay, fine. Well, we get in and I see what people are doing. The second they're in, they take the mask off. Right? And I'm like, and I see these two and I see them walking down because it's just when you go in this Walmart, it's that straight shot. You can see all the way back to the back end of the store where the electronics are. Right? That's the side of the store we came in on. And I see these two take off their masks, and they've taken off their masks and they're kind of standing at the little front area where they've got like the seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And you can just tell this is an homage to our wonderful and lovely Miss Tanya. They are Mexican Americans.
Oh, God.
They are mething it up. Like, seriously. Like you can tell they're method. Like, you can, I'm sorry. It could not be more obvious.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow. Okay. And they don't have their masks on, right? By the way, this is a parenting podcast. Once again, if you're hearing the kids, they haven't seen each other in a minute and they're playing.
Yeah, it's been a couple months, so bear with us on the sounds.
Yes, please bear with us on the noises. Just think about what's going to happen when your kids get to see their friends again. Okay? We're just happening to record it.
Right.
Okay? So I see them, and then there's like dudes walking around with little iPads. And they walked right up to him and was like, "Excuse me, you need to put your masks back on or you need to leave."
Good.
Like, they're literally patrolling Walmart. I was like, damn. Okay. Just, it's not that hard.
It
really isn't.
It's not. And it's really ridiculous.
And they have them. They're hanging around their face.
Right.
Like, wear them.
Right. It's for your own freaking safety. But
Clearly
no, because
they don't care about their safety. They're doing meth.
Well,
but still.
Fair enough. God, Captain Obvious. Well, no, because like the day that I went into Walmart for that towel, I had my mask, I had gloves, I had everything that I needed. And like I went in, they saw I had a mask. I was like, hi. It's so funny. That's a separate conversation. But then I get in there and it's like every couple that I walk past, they don't have any fucking masks on. I'm like, this is the way it is, folks. You got to accept it for what it is or keep yourselves at home so that the rest of us who want to live and be safe can be safe. But while I was in Walmart, you know me, I'm always walking around like, hi, like an idiot to everybody.
You're not an idiot. You're cute. It's cute. It's endearing.
Bless my heart.
Bless your heart. It's endearing.
So anyways, so I'm walking around Walmart, and I'm making eye contact with people because it's what I do. And I've like got this stupid shit-eating grin on my face. And I'm like, hi.
Hi, we have a little one.
Say hi, Liam.
Hi.
Okay, go play. No, go play.
No. What do you
on.
mean, no?
Go play. You need to listen.
Go play with TJ.
Yeah.
He has missed you so much.
Go on. Shut the door. No one else come in. So, I'm walking around. I got my mask on. I got this big old smile on. And so, of course, I'm walking around basically with my eyes showing and like I'm waving and like smiling like, hi. And then I realized, oh, wait, people can't see my face. So they probably just think I'm kind of, like some kind of whack job or something.
Yeah, that is the one thing where I feel like your smile, that is the thing I notice in grocery stores. I feel like my smile sometimes when two people come around the corner at the same time and they nearly run into each other, the smile is the apology.
Right.
And now there is no apology.
We got to figure out how to smile with our eyes.
You have to very America's Next Top Model smize it up. Like.
Right? I'm like, I got to get my crow's feet going so that people know I'm smiling.
Exactly. You're like, hi. Good Lord. Oh, my God. So let's work through this list.
Okay. That's the drums.
That's not going to be good.
My 4-year-old has a drum set in his room. So.
Okay. So we talked about the commissary. We talked about Walmart. What was Olivia's comment?
Oh, my God. So yesterday when I messaged you to make sure you guys were coming over today so they could pick up their playroom because it was trashed. Like I could not even walk across the floor to open a window up there. Like that's how bad it was. And which is really unfortunate because I had just cleaned it like the week before. And so all day yesterday and the night before, I had been telling them they need to pick up their room. And just 100% pushback. Like they just,
of course,
like that is like my biggest struggle with my kids right now is like when it comes to getting them to clean their own messes, like they're not having it.
Right.
Like it just doesn't happen. And I've tried like everything I could think of to motivate them or to discipline them for not listening or whatever. But
we're going to talk about something that, I think I found something I'm going to try.
Okay.
That might actually work.
Because like it's driving me bloody bonkers. Like, okay, so I've been a loving mom now for 12 wonderful years. But this is the first morning I've ever woken up still pissed off at my kids.
Oh, wow.
Like, I've always felt I have done very good.
All right. So that was a parent pause. Okay. Not a pregnant pause, because neither of us are that.
Woohoo!
Thank God. But a parent pause.
Yes. So
Jess was saying that yesterday or today was the first day you woke up still mad.
yeah, today's first day that I woke up still angry at I shouldn't say angry, but just annoyed with them and just, yeah. So yesterday I was trying to get the kids to clean up their playroom because it was trashed. And I had already been fighting with them like the entire night before to get them to clean it. They didn't do it, so they all had to go to bed early. And yesterday afternoon, same thing. I had my wonderful little children in bed at 6 p.m. At 6 o'clock, I put them to bed.
Good for you.
For their own safety. So Olivia comes in here and she wants to play on her tablet. And I asked her, okay, well, is your playroom clean? No. And then you don't get your tablet. You know, Mom, you must not remember what it's like to be a child. You just must be too old. Because if you could remember what it's like to be a child, you would understand that children don't like to clean. Because it's boring and we should not have to clean. And the fact that you don't remember that just means you're stupid.
Just out of curiosity, is the Amelia that I'm seeing a ghost? Just out of curiosity, like, did you murder her and her spirit is trapped in this house?
No.
Yeah.
I just nicely and calmly requested for her to move out of my line of vision. I very respectfully advised her that she needed to promptly remove herself.
There you go.
From my room that I was in. And so I went upstairs. They ate dinner. They went straight to bed, all three of them. And Liam was a little champ.
So Gabby wasn't involved in all this. Yeah.
No, it was just the three little ones. Liam went to bed, fell straight to sleep. No worries. Amelia and Olivia, they're just in their room playing. They're having a grand old time.
Of course.
They keep coming out of their room. Oh, I'm thirsty. I need to get a drink. I probably sent them back to bed, 2 or 3 times. And finally, at 8, I went in there and I very firmly expressed to them that I was very upset with, how they choose to treat their minimal chores that I request of them. And I said, that's fine. But from now on, I don't have to do anything that's going to require me to have to clean. What? So you're just going to let us starve? Well, yeah. If you don't want to clean your dishes after you eat, why should I have to? Why should I have to cook for you and make messes? Why should I do crafts with you that I always get stuck cleaning up the mess? Why should I do anything? Why should I do your laundry? It's boring. I must be stupid if I want to do those things.
And you know what? I think I am remembering what it's like to be a kid.
Right?
And you know what? God, you're so totally right.
And so
starve and stink for all I care.
And it's like, and it's so funny because when she says that to me, like, as far as remembering being a child, I'm like, honey, like, all I did as a child was clean. That's all I did. Like,
absolutely.
I did the laundry. I did the dishes. I vacuumed the house. I had to do everything. I mean, Jesus, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to clean the house before I went to school.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school.
You had a unique upbringing.
Yeah.
Though.
Like, I mean, come on.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
My upbringing, very June Cleaver for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, my upbringing was a little different than yours, obviously.
Right.
My mom, Mrs. Claus, and
right.
my dad, the army guy. Like, it was... My childhood was different from a lot of people, but yeah, I think everybody's childhood.
Well, yeah, we all...
But I still remember having to do chores.
We still had to do chores.
Hello.
And I have tried giving them an allowance to encourage them to clean. Like, I've tried paying my kids to clean. They will have nothing of it.
See, let me pause you right there.
Okay.
There's something I think you and me need to look into because I think it might just be for teenagers, technically. But honestly, it might work.
Okay.
It might.
Lay it on me.
It's called Green Light.
Green light. I have it.
You have it for the kids?
Yeah, all 4 of them. Mike and I got it for them as a Christmas present.
And they don't do it. Like putting money on the little cards, they can buy things. They don't do it?
No.
Shut up. You're kidding.
Because that was the main reason I got it, because you can schedule chores on it and give them a time frame to complete it by, and then they get paid.
So why don't you explain what it is? Because I haven't looked into it enough. I just started seeing commercials for it. And
Right.
I was like, ooh, that looks like fun.
Yeah. So Green Light. So it's basically a debit card that you can get for children. And there's an app that you use through your phone to where you manage everything. You can set up a savings account. You can set up spending limits. Like, okay, you know, Gabby is only allowed to spend $10 at Walmart and then, you know, whatever. And it's, you know, and I thought it was going to be a pretty nifty little tool because you can go in there, you can set up, you know, chores and different things that the kids need to complete. And then once they complete them and they check them off, then they automatically get paid. And the reason why I thought it was going to be beneficial was because when I used to offer them like an allowance for doing chores, I don't keep cash on me. And so I could tell that it was really a deterrent for them because they would do their chore and then I would never give them the money because I can't go to the ATM for $2.
Right.
So that was one of the reasons we got this. There's no fees for it. Well, like, cool. I mean, you know,
I do want to get it for TJ.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Like it's more beneficial for Gabby, but I think it's because she goes out more.
Yeah.
But the kids know that they have these cards, and if we're going somewhere and they want to bring their cards with them, that if they have money, that they can buy their own stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, but yeah, no, they just don't care.
Really? Wow.
But it might also be the mentality of the fact that, okay, you know, Liam's only 4. You know, it registers a little bit more with Gabby. Olivia and Gabby. Yeah. They get a little bit more excited when they know that they've earned money on their card. And it's so simple and easy to use because, like here, I have it set up for all the kids, and you link it to your bank account so that you can say, okay, I'm going to, you know, put $20 in our budget for this week. And then you transfer that from your bank account to the card. And then you can just disperse it as you see fit throughout the week.
I think I want to do that because he's getting to a point where he's very interested in like, how much does this cost?
Right.
Could I buy that with my allowance? And
right.
Blah, 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 blah. Because I have given him an allowance.
Yeah.
But the way that we've done allowances when he goes to the store, basically I just keep track of it in my head.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Okay, he goes to the store. He's like, how much before we go in? How much money do I have? You have $12. Whatever it is. Okay. So he knows got to be less than 12.
Yeah.
Like, and plus he's getting like whip smart into math.
Yeah.
Like he's really like just you give him a few numbers, he just throws it right back at you.
That's awesome.
He's getting much better at it. So that money in general is making him curious. Like, okay, so if I have $20 and that costs $12.99,
yeah,
that's basically $13. How like he's starting to. So I've been thinking about doing it for him.
Yeah,
but I don't know. That sucks. I really was like, oh, that might be good for them. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, like I've tried charts. I've tried, you know, timeouts when they don't listen. They've gone to bed early. I've tried, you know, I've tried making it a game. I've tried assigning like sections, you know, because it definitely doesn't work. Like if I just throw them all into a room and I say clean. Like I have to give them.
Tried to make it a competition. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we've tried doing like races. Like, okay, whoever can pick up and put away 20 toys in 1 minute gets a prize. It works like one time, and then they're like, "Fuck you, mom." Like, and so of course, like last night, I'm just again feeling defeated. And I know that this is partially my fault because I have allowed them to get to me. Like I have allowed them to push those buttons to where I'm just like, go do whatever the fuck you want. I don't say that to them, but I just say, okay, go do whatever you want. You're not going to listen to me anyways. I'm going to take care of it myself. And they know that they have won those battles with me. And so now it's like I'm having to backtrack and dig myself out of that nice little grave I've put myself into.
Can I tell you how we kept TJ in line this week?
Sure.
Your kids.
Yeah.
Do you want to go see your girls? Pick up.
Well, see, and that's
I used your kids as motivation all week. Now I feel guilty.
no, because that was the whole reason why I asked you yesterday. Because I thought that would finally motivate them.
Like, you want to see TJ, right? You want him to come over, right? And they still didn't.
They still didn't. And I even told them, I was like, TJ doesn't want to come over to a filthy house and play with your toys that are thrown all over the place. They cleaned for maybe like 2 minutes.
So, for listeners of the show in the past and those who have listened to our opening, we don't give advice. I feel like we do the show to get advice.
Right? Like,
send us something. Any ideas, people?
Right?
Because like TJ, I can't find consistent things to motivate him because he does lose interest.
Yeah. And I think, I think a good chunk of it is the fact that I have 3 of them, excluding Gabby, obviously, 3 of them, because it's like every time they actually start to clean, like 20 times throughout the process of them cleaning, Mom, so-and-so's not cleaning. They're just sitting there playing. I'm like, okay, well, I told you to pick up stuffed animals. Go do that, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about anybody else. Mm-hmm. But that's like, I'm at, like, my brain has expired on trying to figure out how to resolve this dilemma.
Just for that part, let me throw this out.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, because I wonder if this might work.
Okay.
You got 3 of them. Mm-hmm. There was a very loud thud, and I was making sure we didn't hear a scream.
Yes.
We're good. Okay. I wonder if what you did was say something like, not necessarily put it into a competition, but like, okay, separate the playroom into 3 sections. Right. And say, 2 of you got to go to your room. Mm-hmm. Separately.
Yeah.
And the other one has to clean their section.
Yeah.
And the other 2 can't come out until that one has cleaned the section. And then when they're done, they go in and another one comes. So there's none of this, they're not cleaning, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah,
and then it's not necessary. I hate to say this, but it feels like a pre-punishment.
Well,
like,
no. And now that
in your damn room.
Now that,
you say it.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, Mike actually did something similar to that because he sent them up to clean and they just kept fighting because so-and-so, whoever kept fighting or playing. And so he made them rotate in and out of timeout because so they would come down. 2 of them would have to sit in timeout while one person went and cleaned for 10 minutes. And then every 10 minutes it would rotate.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
It's not. And I totally forgot that he did that. Yeah. And, it's so funny because, we've started incorporating exercises into timeout, like wall sits and, and like leg lifts and, standing with your arms out and books in your hands and stuff like that because they just don't care anymore. I mean, you try to punish them and they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. See, honestly, our battle and I said this when I first got here today, like all day. Mommy, can you play with me?
Oh, I know.
Oh my God. And he doesn't have another kid and it makes me feel so guilty and it makes me want to go buy a child.
Right.
I really just need
adoption people, not in the back of an alley.
I don't really care at this point. Okay. God damn it! I'll take one.
Maybe you should get
I've honestly thought about trying to become a foster parent.
Mike and I have talked about it
because I'm just this poor kid, and it's not like my concern mainly during this time is his social development.
Yeah,
because he's not seeing other kids, and that freaks me out.
Yeah.
The only people he's around are grown-ups.
Yeah.
And it freaks me out to no end.
Right.
So that's where I'm like, become a foster, but I can't add one more stress on my plate. Then reality sets in.
Right.
I can't add another stress on my goddamn plate right now. Maybe later, but right now, now's not the moment.
Yeah.
But It really is just, it's so got it all day. It just breaks my heart. I'm bored.
I know.
I'm lonely. Mommy, can you play with me? And every time I walk out of my office and I'm working all day.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you done?
and it just makes me, like, I spend
Yeah.
so much goddamn time crying because I just feel bad, you know?
No, I do know. So my recent conundrum is, so yesterday we actually have put Olivia into some play therapy because she's been making some comments and, making some threats, and stuff.
Really?
Okay. So I'll explain this. So Olivia has always been fairly melodramatic.
You think?
Like she, I know,
No
right?
offense.
No, it's not
No
taken.
offense.
So she's very resistant. She doesn't care about punishments. She doesn't care about consequences. And if it's not on her agenda, and if she's not getting something that she wants, she gets herself like quite enraged quite quickly. Mm-hmm. And and I have tried, and Mike has tried so many different things to talk to her about, okay, it's okay. These feelings are natural. They're normal. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. What matters is how we choose to react to it and how we deal with it.
Right.
And I've given her alone time. I've had her take showers. I've given her a pillow that she calls her anger pillow that she carries around with her sometimes and beats up the couch or takes it upstairs and screams in it.
Okay.
I have tried just holding her and, trying to make her feel safe and giving her hugs.
Nothing's
And
working.
she's just, yeah, like it's not,
She's just mad.
she's just mad. And a couple weeks ago when our weather was starting to warm up, she wanted to play with a water toy. It was like a little Barbie pool that she wanted to play with. And I told her no, because it was only going to be like 60 degrees that day. And she just started throwing a fit. She went upstairs, packed her little suitcase. She was going to run away. And have we talked about this? I feel like maybe no? Okay. So she comes downstairs with her suitcase and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm running away. And I'm like, well, you can't take your clothes. Those clothes are a privilege until you're an adult and you can buy your own. Your father pays for those clothes for you and he works really hard for those clothes. If you're choosing to bail on your family, you don't get to take your clothes with you. Those are your father's and mine until you're an adult. And I'm not saying this to antagonize her. I'm just, trying
These
to.
are the facts.
She's a 7-year-old little girl. And, so then she's even more pissed off because, well, now you get to go put them all away. Well, that's going to take forever because I have like everything in here. Well, it's not my problem. You have the rest of the day. You just go have some alone time, calm yourself down,
Yeah.
put your stuff away. And then when you're ready to
Have fun.
have a conversation,
Yeah.
then come talk to me.
Yeah.
So she goes up there. She's in her room for a while. She comes back out. She storms outside, comes back in. So are you going to let me play with that toy yet? Do I get to play with the little Barbie pool yet?
No.
I'm like, no, you don't get to play with it, especially now because of how you're behaving. I should just go get a gun and shoot myself. I was like, okay. I'm like,
Yeah, that's the moment. Now I understand the play therapy.
and I'm like, so then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not going to do this. So we sit down, we talk about it. I give her space so she can calm down. I explain to her, I ask her, I was like, okay, are you saying these things to hurt my feelings because you're mad? Or are you saying these things because you sincerely want to hurt yourself? Mm-hmm. I just want to hurt your feelings because you're making me mad. I'm like, okay.
Sucks, but better.
Right. And so I explained to her, once again, you can't say this kind of stuff because then if you're ever sincerely in that situation, nobody's going to help you because nobody's going to know what to believe.
Right.
We'd have this whole long conversation. So anyways, this is why she now, because I reached out to her pediatrician not because I sincerely feel like she's going to hurt herself, but because
That's concerning.
it's her ways of managing these feelings are escalating.
Yeah.
And as a 7-year-old little girl, obviously my methods aren't getting through to her. So I reached out to her pediatrician and that was what she recommended. But anyways, so we had our first session with her pediatrician yesterday. And with her play therapist yesterday. And for the most part, it went fine. But, I don't understand why there always seems an expectation for people to have like a super amazing support system. Not to say that I don't have a support system, but how is it that people always assume that a parent has somebody to like just take their kids for a while so that mommy can have personal time and have alone time? So basically the directive...
Especially right now.
Right. Yeah. Especially right now.
Good luck finding a babysitter.
Right. And so basically...
Care.com probably just has tumbleweeds rolling across
I know,
the
right?
screen. Like, Jesus, God
right.
in heaven.
So, one of the things that... And this is probably... she seems like a nice lady. And we talked about a lot of good things. She didn't really talk to Olivia yesterday. It was more about family history. What the concern is, where it could be stemming from. So... This lady was trying to dive into my mind.
Oh, no, not the moment, ma'am.
And I'm like,
no,
you don't want to enter this trap of whatever.
No.
I'm like, so, then of course we had to talk about, okay, do you have a family history of suicide? I'm like, do you have
I feel like I'm laughing.
No, it's okay.
A family history of suicide.
No,
like, Jesus.
It's ironic. Is that a good summation for irony? Like,
no, I don't think it's irony. I think it's just
like, it's just,
I don't know,
me of all people
somebody
to
send us what the word is that we're trying to like
to pose that question. Do you have a family history of drug abuse?
It's like asking Nicolas Cage, like, do you have a history of mood swings? Like,
right?
I don't know.
Right. So then I had to go into all that, and I'm just like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, it's me. I fucked up my kid because,
of course,
my family is all the one with all these fucking stupid issues.
Right.
And then of course she ended up finding out that, that I take anti-anxiety and, antidepressants and stuff. And she was like, oh, okay, well, that's definitely important to know because you're her mom and genetics are crazy. I'm like,
thanks so much.
And then but she basically told me that her outburst could be because I'm not spending enough time with her one-on-one, which I acknowledge. Like, I absolutely know.
It's fucking hard.
I know in my head that is, something that should be happening. And, she's like, okay, so you need to focus on self-care, make sure you're setting time aside for yourself every day. And then you also need to start incorporating one-on-one time with each of the kids so that they all feel equally important and safe. Oh, and I'm going to observe her for ADHD, but I haven't even talked to the child yet. And I'm like, she doesn't have ADHD. She doesn't have any issues in school. She has no problems focusing on anything. Like, yeah, she's hyper because she's, because while we were in the office, she had every toy off the shelf. She was bouncing around all over the place. But it was like her first time out of the house in months.
Yeah.
Like, and so...
God only knows. I personally think TJ has ADHD, personally. Yeah. I'm shocked that he has not torn down your house at this point. I'm shocked that okay, so just so you know, we just had like a little parent pause, and we went upstairs and found Olivia and TJ in Gabby's room, like curled up in bed together watching a not turned on GPS.
Yeah, like it's an old navigation, like I think like an old like Garmin or something. It doesn't work. It's broken, but
playing like I think they were like playing Mommy and Daddy, which was like okay, gotcha. And I went upstairs and I was a little shocked that he wasn't like tearing down your playroom and hadn't thrown everything out like onto the floor,
right?
Like, it like some sort of like Tasmanian devil on meth. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So it is just like, so I'm walking out of that meeting thinking, okay, find time for myself, take care of everything else, but also have one-on-one time with each of the kids every day. And I even told her, I was like, I know it's something that I should be doing. It's something that I want to do. But the reality of it, unfortunately, is that a lot of times it doesn't happen. Or if it does happen, it's maybe with like one kid a day that I can like sit down for 20 minutes and, just snuggle a kid or read a book or something, and so I totally get it. Like when they come to you and they're like, I'm bored. I have nobody to play with. I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like you feel like an asshole because.
Absolutely. But okay, let me pause you there for just a fucking second. Okay. Here's where I think the woman's like a little retarded. Okay, maybe. I don't know. TJ, guess what? Guess what we do? Every single day. At the end of every single day.
Have your snuggle time before bedtime, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have snuggle time. Just me and TJ.
Yeah.
It's not him and George. It's me and TJ.
Right.
And during the day, because George is the one who gets... George isn't like tethered like I am at work. Right? So George is able to pause for 20 minutes and play, knights and swords. You know what I came in... Oh my God. I came in George's office yesterday. This is how bored this child was. You know what they were doing? Watching Lord of the Rings. And TJ was sitting still. Watching.
I haven't even been able to get Gabby to watch those movies.
Like, personally, I know we're probably going to lose some listeners. I'm sorry. I hate the Lord of the Rings movies. I think they're stupid. I think it's just a lot of walking. Okay? Jesus, God in heaven.
A lot of walking. It is though.
I did not sign up for 10 hours.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a marathon. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, sit me through the Harry Potter movies? Abso-fucking-lutely. I will sit and it is on like Donkey Kong. Star Wars, Star Trek, all down for it. I'm a nerd, but for some reason,
Lord of the Rings just ain't your cup of tea.
it's just not my bag. I can't, but I walked in and TJ but that's their thing.
Yeah.
So they have that time. And guess what? TJ still will have those moments of just absolute and complete and total rage and say things to me that I'm just like,
right.
How did I birth you, you little shit?
Right.
Like, I haven't said that to him. Thank you very much. But
we say these things in our head.
He has said some horrible things to me along those lines.
Yeah.
Of, you don't remember what it's like to be a kid mom. And kids, they shouldn't have to do chores because they could die. And you don't want to kill me, right, Mom? Like, oh my God. My child, so I'm sorry, lady. I got the complete opposite situation from Jessica, and I got the exact same fucking problem.
Right. Yeah. So like I'm trying to be, because you know me, like I'm super quick to be like, no, I'm not having it with you.
Yeah.
But insurance being
open.
what it is, she was the only one on the list that would take Olivia's insurance and that I could get into.
Give it a try.
So I'm, and she did say as far as like the ADHD and stuff like that, she just said it's just something to be aware of and to think about and to observe for a possibility. I don't think it's there, but she was pretty spastic in the meeting. So I could see how maybe she might have that concern. But, I'm going to give her a few sessions. I'm going to try not to be, an asshole and just pass judgment off, super quick. But
all right. So we had to take another little parent pause. We had to order food. Okay, let's start working through this list.
Okay.
Oh,
the Kardashian thing?
No, the lady that did my nails. I'm trying to remember what that... Oh! Now I remember This is just a little quick side note, and we could probably just tell the backstory to it after I tell you the story. So, I found this lady. By the way, anybody in the Springs or in Denver who wants to get their nails done, who don't want to go to a salon, it's this mobile nail salon. It's called Lacquered Up Nails. She's amazing. She's fantastic. I'm going to put her little card on our page. She comes to your house. She's a complete mobile nail salon. She comes and she does them. I love them. I'm super happy. Life is grand. Make me happy.
Yeah.
I've missed my nails. Something fierce. Oh my God. And she's a former healthcare professional.
Nice.
So she's got disposable everything on a level that is hard to, like, even like her nail files. Like, because it's the nail file, but it's like a thing she peels off. Like the actual file part, you just peel off and it's a brand new. So nothing that even touches your nails has even touched anybody else.
Yeah.
So it's really, like, she's awesome. And she's really funny. Got a kick out of her. Her and I instantly had that moment where we're like, oh, we're going to be friends.
Nice.
Like, totally.
Makes me want to get my nails done.
Well, here's why I knew this was the moment. I was like, oh, yeah, we're totally going to be friends. So I go to get my card and she set up in my kitchen, right? And we're just chit-chatting and she does my nails. And I'm like, great. So I turn around and my purse is hanging on the railing of the stairs. And I bend over and I have my butt basically to her, right? And she goes, "Holy fuck, look at your calves."
Yep. The calves of steel.
And I burst out laughing. I was like, oh. And I was like, I have to tell Jessica.
Yes.
I have been saving that because I got my nails done like 2 weekends ago.
Oh, wow.
I've been saving that little tidbit because I was like, I have to tell.
And how did you almost forget what?
I was like, what did I want to tell you about the nail lady? Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so we have to talk a little bit about Jessica's obsession with my calves, which is really funny. And I even told her about you.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a friend, her name's Jessica, and she has said for years that she wants to
Lick your calves. They are like, seriously, like
They're
the most
weird.
muscular feminine calves like I have ever seen.
They're so weird. I don't have an explanation for my calves, people. I really don't. Even I can admit they're pretty hot. My calves are pretty hot. I don't know why. The rest of me, I still a work in progress, still under construction. But my calves, it's weird.
Right, so you're gonna have to, dig out your picture that you put up like forever ago for Q's and cucumber. Like, remember you put up a picture because we were talking about your calves, and I think you had on like the super sexy green heels or something.
I did. You're right. I did.
It was around the same time that you
God.
posted mine and Johan's tattoos.
There you go. Oh my God. By the way, speaking of Johan, you know what I found?
What?
I found a no-sew bow tie
Yeah.
pattern. And I tried it and it worked. I
Yeah?
just used it on some scrap fabric. I'm going to make him a bow tie mask like combo out of that green and white striped material I
Nice.
showed you. Because I've been staring at that green and white stripe like, God damn it. That's such like, that's going to be, and I'm just like, maybe that's my thing. I'll make like mask bow tie combos.
Right?
And it's just elastic for the bow
Yeah.
tie. So it's nothing. It's just like, okay, that worked.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know. The calves thing I just thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, I
that
can't wait to
is.
tell Jess.
So now you got to put up a picture of your calves again, just
Jess
to
is-
refresh.
Jess has been trying to molest my calves for many
They're
years.
amazing.
It's weird.
Like, and you've seen my calves. Like, I go up and down fucking stairs all day. I'm constantly squatting. Like, I'm always running around doing shit.
Even before I had a house, even when I was little, it's weird. My mom tells this story all the time for years. Like when I was born, my uncle said, she's going to have great legs. Like, and I remember saying to him years later, like, you couldn't have said she's going to have a great everything. If you were handing out prophecies, it would have been real nice.
right?
Like, because I look like a marshmallow on two very muscular toothpicks. It's very strange. I don't have an explanation for.
I don't know if I would say marshmallow.
I would. So I'm just like, okay, okay, great. It's so funny. I don't. What's really funny is there's a period of time where I was having really bad migraines constantly. Mm-hmm. And every few months they would get so bad that I would go to urgent care. And I went to the same urgent care, and every time I got the same doctor, and he would do a physical exam, just a general, like, and every time he would like, he would start to like, he would just be like, okay, am I like seeing if there's like a blood clot or a blood flow situation?
Yeah.
And I know that's what he's doing because every time I've gone anywhere presenting with a migraine, they do like kind of just a general like blood flow check.
Yeah.
Like, are we seeing that there's swelling in your legs? Do we need to be concerned about it? Like, I know that's what he's doing. So he's just like, he starts to go up my leg and he stops at my calf. And then it's always like, wait, this does not fit the rest of this body. Why? And it's like feeling in the dark, just like, wait. So yeah, he's like feeling my leg. And every single time he would comment like, so what do you do? I'm like, I don't do anything. Like I have never like, I've worked out,
Yeah.
and I've done like the elliptical machine, but they're like, even if I laid in bed for a year,
They would still be beautiful.
I don't know, beautiful, but they would still be what they are. I don't know why. And it's always been one of those things where people will just randomly comment like the nail lady over the years. Like, and every time I'm like, my friend Jessica wants to lick them.
Well, you did marry us.
I did. I did say that on our little threesome episode. I
Yep.
did. I love telling. I'm like, I married Jessica. And people were like, okay. I'm like, and her husband. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, I performed their wedding ceremony.
Yes. Laura was mine and my husband's
Your
officiant.
anniversary's coming up.
I know, it's 10 years on the
10
22nd.
years. Oh my God.
I know. I'm so glad that we didn't go through with planning a vow renewal,
I know.
because that would have just been in the hole.
God, yet last year was our 10 years. And
Yeah.
we decided to hold off
Yeah.
on it. So yeah.
I know. Mike was talking to me about it yesterday. He was like, I'm so worried about our anniversary. I'm like, why? Why are you worried about it?
I don't know why you're saying that.
But, and he's like, I don't know what to get you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be home. And, and it's like I feel like we have this conversation every year. And I
Yeah.
think it's super sweet that he worries about it. But,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't
Trust me. I know what George is trying to plan right now. Like,
Yeah.
at least in general for my birthday.
Yeah.
He wants to do like he wants to get the house cleaned. He wants to get the carpets cleaned, and he wants to get the HVAC done.
Nice.
So it's just like a full house, like
Yeah.
sanitary, whatever. Right. And I know that's what he's trying to do. Plus it's my 40th birthday on
Yeah.
Wednesday. So he's like, which even want to talk about.
But those calves.
Thank you. Which is just the one thing I got going in my life right now. I do have, since this is a parenting podcast, I will read this. This is probably going to make me cry, but I will read it.
Okay.
So the other day, and I feel bad about my reaction. And that, you know what? This is a good question. Our listeners, I'm going to tell this story, and I would like for you to tell me if my reaction was warranted.
Okay.
Because I was mildly concerned. Mildly is the wrong word. I was very concerned by this text message I got from Nathan. So for those who have not listened before, I have my 6-year-old TJ, but I also have a 22-year-old Nathan. Nathan we adopted when he was 17. So he was already a human.
Yes.
Like a fully formed human. Right? But he's my son. Fuck you. I dare you to tell me he's not.
Right.
Love him to death. Right? Well, he's called me mom in the past. Like he's introduced me to people as his mom. And the
nice.
first time he did it, like I nearly died. I was just like, don't do that. And he did it the same way that George told me he loved me for the first time.
Yeah.
In a way that was like, so the first time George told me he loved me was on a voicemail.
Uh-huh.
Right? I was working that day. He had the day off, and I stepped outside for a cigarette and I listened to the voicemail. He was like, hey, give me a call when you're off. Love you. Bye. And that was it. So he did that. And it was like a safe way to say I love you without like maybe getting a rejection. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just like a safe.
Yeah, because, you couldn't respond right away. So, yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, so Nathan sent me this. And at first I was like, my reaction, I was like, oh God, what is wrong? It was just out of the blue, out of nowhere. And it's like a little meme picture thing.
Okay.
Right? And it says, I love you. When there is no sound and all we hear is ourselves. How you see my soul so hopelessly thin, and I see your eyes and how they have carried many lives. It is hard being human when we're nothing but walking stories, right? And my reaction was, are you okay? Is that a goodbye? Like, is that a suicide note? I don't know. I know he's been a little bummed out lately.
Sure.
So I was just like, are you okay? So I start firing off text messages. I'm calling him like, because he sent it in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And I woke up and saw it and was like, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah.
Right. And he finally messages, and I left him a voicemail, and he finally just texts me back like, I'm okay. Why? And I was like, and it was like, are you just trying to tell me that you love me? Like, I was trying to figure it out. Like, because he's never said I love you, and that's fine. We've said to him, like, we love him.
Right.
But it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. It's a unique relationship that we have with him.
Right.
We know he loves us, but he's not that type of kid. He's very sensitive.
Right.
But he's not outwardly expressive.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? And he was like, I just thought that was like I was like, well, I was just a little concerned. Like, you sent that. And I was trying not to say, like, I thought you were going to kill yourself. Like, was that a goodbye? And he was like, no, I just thought. And it made me think of you and how, like, we carry the story. Like, you tell me stories about my mom and how, like, I know stories about Grace that he doesn't know.
Right.
Like, how she met his father.
Right.
Like, she never got to share that with him.
Right.
And he was like, it just made me think of you. And I know I don't say it, but I love you. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's a great kid.
He is.
He's 22.
Hey, he's still a kid.
We had our little team meeting. Like a thank you.
Yeah.
She's handing me a tissue.
Yes.
We had our little virtual team meeting yesterday, and we did 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
Because we ran out of shit to talk about. And these people don't know us.
Right.
But there's 3 of us from our training class on this team. Right? So we do the 2 truths and a lie. And one of my lies was there's a 10-year age gap between my 2 boys. Mm-hmm. And that was my lie. Because there's a 16-year age gap between my 2 boys. And they were like, that's like a whole lifetime in between. And I was like, well, it's a little unique, right? But they don't know me. So they were just like, wow. And I was just like, I love that TJ, when you ask him, like, do you have any brothers or sisters? And he's like, yeah, I've got an older brother. His mommy died, but now my mommy's his mommy. And like, TJ knows how to explain it. Yeah. Like, in a pretty simple way. So, I don't know. It was just, I'm wondering if that's pizza.
Could be. I haven't heard the doorbell.
I rang the doorbell at Mike and Robbie's, and TJ answered the door in his underwear. And I was like, he's like, Papa's in the shower. I was like, okay, I'll just wait down here. Like, Lord.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
All right. So I think the only 2 things left on our list, other than our Gannon and Lori Vallow update, which we'll probably just wrap up this episode and do an update on those little fuckers.
The parents, not the kids.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
The parents, not the kids. No.
The parents are the fuckers. Not all the parents, but you know what I mean.
All right. Actually, why don't we wrap up this episode and then we'll do the update with Gannon.
Okay.
Them.
Okay.
So we'll wrap up this episode. We've been talking for a while.
Yes.
This is going to be a long one. Yeah, we're already at an hour. So.
Is that it? Oh, because we've had to take so many breaks.
Yeah, we've had some parent pauses.
Yes.
In between there. But yeah. So if you guys have advice for us, once again, this is not the show that gives out advice. If you came here looking for that, keep it moving, sister.
Oh yeah.
We're not that podcast. Dear God.
We're not that good at parents.
No. As you could hear. Like, we need help. This is an SOS. I think that's what I'm going to title this episode. This is our SOS episode. Please help us. Quarantine parenting for the 1-child house and for the multi-child house. Please send us what you got, people. What do we do?
Yes.
What do we do? Just help us. Help. This really is an SOS episode. So I look forward to your responses.
We start sending up smoke signals.
I know, right? We got to do something. We need a flare gun. If you have any of those, please send those our way. My God. All right.
Yeah.
So until next time, I'm Lara Mack.
I'm Jessica James.
Sending out our SOS. Love your faces.
Keep it sane.
Like what you hear? Rate and review on iTunes and be entered into our monthly drawing for a $50 Amazon gift card. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TPM_Laura, LARA, and TPM_Jesse James, JESSIJAMES. You can also check out the Parent Memoirs Facebook page or the Parent Memoirs page on qisandcucumber.com. We also want to hear your advice, stories, feedback, and show suggestions. Email us at theparentmemoirs@yahoo.com, and you may hear them on a future episode. Stay strong, mommies and daddies. Love your faces.